CZ was some kind of icon for me. You need to pay like $100 to buy it to send some messages. And I wrote some message to CZ and send it, and I never got an answer.
And in February 2022, the war started in Ukraine.
Oh, okay.
And I was like 1 month in the role, and I have to take care about the hundreds of people in Ukraine. Historically, Binance was having a lot of team members in Ukraine.
U nastavku ovog videa ćete vidjeti intervju između Gogija i glavnog čovjeka Binance-a u Evropi. Sagledajte do kraja.
Hello, today is a special day. We are here live at Montenegro on the Binance campus and have the MVP, if I can say it like that, most valuable person in here. It's for our Balkan region amazing. I cannot say it louder. It's really amazing. Please, can you introduce yourself? Who are you and what do you do?
Yes, thank you very much, first of all, for having me. Really happy to be with you today, and thanks for kind words.
No problem.
I'm not that big of a boss, right? My name is Kirilo Khomyakov. I'm Ukrainian, but everyone's calling me KK.
Okay.
Because it's hard to pronounce my name. You see, they even put it on the card, KK.
Okay.
I'm the regional head of the Central and Eastern Europe and Balkans,
Okay.
CIS and Africa regions. So 74 countries in total.
74.
Yeah.
And all of them are under your control.
Yeah.
How do you manage all that work?
The thing is that there is some similarities in these countries.
Okay.
So we call it like developing markets, right? I would say that CIS is a little bit ahead of the curve
Okay.
because of the historically poorer economy.
Yes.
And you know, crypto adoption grows if the economy is bad.
Yes.
So crypto adoption is high in the traditionally not very strong economically developed markets.
Yes.
So like Turkey, Pakistan, Nigeria, Russia, Ukraine, Malaysia, you name it,
Okay.
right? Brazil.
Yeah.
That's the biggest markets for crypto. So historically in CIS, we didn't have a very strong economy, and that's why the crypto community is very strong. The ecosystem is very powerful. There is a lot of community, bloggers, users. Crypto adoption is high overall. So Central and Eastern Europe is similar. It's very different from the
Okay.
Western Europe. Balkans is different too, but also developing and growing very fast. And Africa is kind of 5-10 years behind what we have already been through. So our use cases and our knowledge is very relevant for this region too, because this is how we can get Africa quickly up to speed.
And my next question will be in connection with that. So all the different countries, is it like the same concept in every region, or are there cultural differences or regional differences? Or is it like, yeah, we do the same job in this country, and then it all goes the same way? Are there roadblocks?
Yes, that's a good question, right? There is both similarities and there are differences. So similarities are in the way that users want to have a clarity. They want to have all the products available. They want to have all the marketing available. They want to have all the integrations with banks and the other traditional financial institutions there. They want to have all the P2P and all the fiat channels and everything. And they also want government to not put any roadblocks, as you say, in their pressure in their interactions with crypto. They don't want to have their data compromised.
Yes.
They want to be protected. They want to do everything they can. They are actually okay to pay the tax, but reasonable tax.
Okay.
Not a crazy tax. And they don't want to put themselves into the danger, and they don't want to overpay for the crypto. So that's like a similarities. The differences, though, is that every country understand the concept of the regulation very differently, right?
That's the point.
And the narrative differs from we will ban the crypto to we don't know how we will regulate it. But everybody is more or less in this way of either they have already introduced the regulation, they are thinking of regulation, or they are working on the regulation.
So on that three topics, it's differently.
Yeah, so these are these different stages. Different governments are into. This is really problematic, a big issue for the government to keep the balance between protecting the users, their main goal, right? And not killing the industry, not killing the technology and innovation, right?
Okay.
And this is a very complicated task. And there was no one who was successful in this.
Okay.
There is no good regulation in the world. There is no regulation that we can say, this is a good example, copy it, and you will be successful. Everyone has their issues. Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Kazakhstan, Europe. you name it. Everyone is having their issues, and even the countries who has already introduced the regulation. They're constantly developing it. They are learning from the other different parts of the world how to further develop it.
Okay.
So our challenge and our users' challenge is to support these governments into creating the best framework in every country and be compliant in every country.
You try to approach every country with the solution they want.
We try to share our best practices, right? Binance is the most regulated crypto exchanges. We
Okay.
have 21 licenses around the globe and many more to come.
Okay.
Because eventually all countries will regulate it,
course.
right? It's just a matter of our global knowledge and expertise and the good examples, but more importantly, bad examples, right? There's a lot of bad examples in the world.
Yes.
There is a lot of bad examples here in Balkans,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Of how the regulation can actually harm the business, harm the users, and didn't create any positive impact for the industry and for the country, right?
Yes.
So we are sharing these best practices, and if the governments are open for our advice, we are very happy to advise and share it.
Okay, that's a really great answer, and I will join that question with another question on the Balkans specifically. People have trust issues on the Balkan field. I mean, I grow up on the Balkans and I know how people think and react on all kinds of things. Was it a problem, or is it still a problem when you're trying to enter these markets on the Balkan fields? How people think about crypto in general? Do they think that's not gonna work, that's maybe a scam?
So the story of the Luna crash and
Yes.
the FTX crash
Okay.
created this overall issue of trust. The issue of trust from the users, from the regulators to the crypto exchanges, right? How to see that the exchange is not a black box,
Okay.
right? How do you know what happens with your funds when you deposit there, right?
Yes.
But it's actually, if you dig deeper into it, it's not a problem of the exchanges. It's like every bank or any other licensed institution is the same. If the owner or the CEO is a fraudster, they will steal
Of
your
course,
money
yes.
even in the most regulated possible
yes.
field, right? But provided the transparent nature of the blockchain, there is actually a couple of things we can do to make it better than
Okay.
the regulated banking or any other regulated industry. So we've introduced this concept of the proof of reserves
Okay.
based on the ZK
Shark technology.
zero knowledge, right?
proof.
So there is a proof of reserves which is shown online when you can see all the wallets of Binance and all the funds we are holding in these wallets, and all the funds that belongs to the users and all the funds that belongs to the Binance. So what is the coverage? That can be 1005%, 1007, 1010%. There is even more of these assets in this wallet. And it's not just some wallet and some assets. You can actually key in the unique transaction ID from your specific 0.001 Bitcoin, and you can prove that your asset is on this wallet.
So what you are saying is everything is transparent and everyone everywhere can look all the time in it and prove it.
Yeah, so you can see our overall research and you can see actually where your crypto sits, right?
Okay.
And provided that we never ever touch user funds and we
Okay.
never ever convert user funds to any other currency, we are also not dependent on any market risks, right? So
Okay.
if your currency goes up and down, we hold this exact currency. So we never have an issue with the liquidity. Binance, we don't own anyone any money.
Okay.
Right, we never been financed by anyone except of the founding team.
Okay.
And we have a very simple business model. We just get up to 0.1% from your transaction, and that's our revenue.
Da, vaš chat ide u Web3. Ta zabava se zove Towns i pruža dosad neviđene mogućnosti. Zamisli imaš svoj Discord, svoj digitalni grad, ali stvarno tvoj. Bez korporacija, špionaže i 50 stranica nekih terms of conditions. Znači, Towns je decentralizovani chat protokol i ti postavljaš pravila. Na primjer, hoćeš da samo vlasnici tvog NFT-a imaju pristup? Može. Hoćeš da naplaćuješ članarinu za pristup? Može. A Towns gvozda je kao Joker i koristi se za apsolutno sve u cijelom ekosistemu. I naravno da je enkriptovano od početka do kraja i apsolutno sve se nalazi na lancu. Towns nije samo chat, nego sloboda u Web3 stilu. Gradi svoj community u svom digitalnom gradu. Koga zanima više, imate link u bio, prijavite se i mi se vidimo idući put.
That's great to hear. So, what I will ask you is, how does a normal day look when you're working for Binance? What is the normal task you are doing in the everyday business? If you can share, of course, with us.
It's interesting because I'm the part of the leadership team.
Okay.
And our leaders are around the globe, obviously, but
Okay.
majority of them are in Asia region and in MENA region, in UAE, Dubai. And the time difference between where I'm based in Europe is they are ahead of me. So when I wake up, it's already a bunch of the tasks and messages. So I wake up very early and I started working early in the morning, and then I getting my kids to school. I'm doing it every day myself because that's a very short window of time when they're off their phones, so I can talk to them. And when I'm back from the school, I'm already turning off the phone and start calls that are happening for another like 7 or 8 hours a day. So we are fully remote organization. We are more than 7,000 people.
7,000.
7,000 people, and we are fully remote organization. So we don't have an offices, and all our communication and work is happening online. I also travel a lot for the conferences, for the meetups, for the different gatherings, meetings, the regulators. So this is more or less my schedule. But majority of it is remote work. We have the calls, Google meetings, this type of stuff.
Off question, you said you travel a lot. Where is the best food you ate?
That's a very good question. Let me think about that. The best food. I think Singapore.
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 Okay, there is the food the best.
Yeah, for the foodies, that's the heaven.
Okay, I need to go sometimes there.
Yeah,
also,
it's a very good city.
thank you very much. So what I would also ask, so for our viewers, because the majority is from Balkans, all the Balkan countries, are there any plans for Bosnia, for Croatia, Serbia, Montenegro, and so on, to make more events, to make more education?
I cannot do more. For the last 2 months, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm in the Balkans. We have a very proactive local marketing manager, Sandro.
Okay.
So he's doing so much events here. I'm actually saying, Sandro, let's do less events in Balkans because we don't have time for any other regions. Because actually we've been doing the conference in Kosovo, the conference in Albania, the couple of the meetups. Now there is this KOL campus here.
Okay.
So I think we're actually doing quite a good job in terms of the number of the events versus the population size, right?
Okay.
So I think we've been quite proactive in the event space here. So what we're going to do for the second part of the year, we will change we will do it even more faster, but we will do the smaller formats.
Okay.
We will not need to prepare for months and then gather thousands of people, right? We would rather meet for the informal talks with 50 people, right?
Okay.
We will do the dinner or some game with the 70 people. We will go from the bigger cities, from the capitals, to the smaller cities to cover our community there. So that's our plans, to do more, but
locally,
but smaller formats, yeah. But I think actually from all my countries in Balkans, there is the highest number of the events we are doing.
The highest number of events.
Yeah.
That's great to hear. I mean, I've seen a lot. I also follow on Instagram and I see all the events. Yeah. It's a good start because before that, the last 2 years, no one was interested in Balkans region at all. And then Binance came and everything changed. Also for me, from 2015 in crypto, and I never had a community to talk about with anyone. And now
we see a lot of the interest and a lot of the crypto adoption here is amazing because you guys, you have a strategic geographical location.
Yes.
You are not a part of MiCA yet. That's another advantage for the moment, right?
But we're also close to other countries.
And you are close to the countries, and you have a very young, talented, educated, English-speaking population, right? A lot of IT specialists.
Yes.
So I think it's a big and a very powerful combination how the Balkans can become a crypto hub eventually.
That's good to hear. We are heading in that direction. So one of my questions was, what was the proudest moment where you're working for Binance? Maybe a project or an event that moved you emotionally, that you said, this is the best thing we ever done? Or are there some stuff like that?
Yeah, so emotionally, it was in the beginning of my career. I'm Ukrainian.
Okay.
And I started working in Binance in January 2022.
Okay.
And in February 2022, the war started in Ukraine.
Oh, okay.
And I was like 1 month in the role, and I have to take care about the hundreds of people in Ukraine. Historically, Binance was having a lot of team members in Ukraine because do you know of the Trust wallet?
Yes. Trusty wallet?
No, not Trusty, Trust Wallet. That's one of the global leaders in the wallet solutions.
Okay.
It's owned by Binance, but it's actually a Ukrainian project.
Okay.
So Binance bought it from the team in Ukraine and kept the team. So historically, there is a lot of the Ukrainians. And then I had to move our people to safety, right? I have to make sure everyone has supplies, everyone has internet, everyone is in safety, and this type of stuff. And how the leaders were reacting, how they were helping.
Okay.
CZ was at Binance at this time. How he was controlling it every day, how he was not looking at any costs, and how he was personally involved to get each and every one of the smallest marketing manager or customer support person, and he had no rest until everyone was moved to safety. And this was the moment I was proud of myself. I was worried about the team. I was worried about my family, but I felt in my heart that I belong here in this organization, and that the cultural value that we promote at Binance is not just words or something written on the wall. That's actually what leaders and the shareholders are living and breathing. That's why I'm proud so much to work in Binance.
That's really great. That's also a great story to hear. I didn't hear it before. A fun fact for everyone that is watching. I started crypto, I told you before, like 2015. And when Binance came, I immediately registered. CZ was some kind of icon for me. And at that time, LinkedIn, I didn't know how to use it, but you need to pay like $100 to buy it, to send some messages. And I wrote some message to CZ and sent it, and I never got an answer. But now, 10 years later, I'm also a part of all of this, and I'm really grateful for everything. And I hope that we can improve all this and work for the adaptation and the education on higher levels.
Thank you very much for this. That's very true. CZ is a very inspirational leader.
Yes.
And I had a privilege and honor to work with him a little bit. Unfortunately, now he is not involved in any Binance-related operations. So he remains the biggest shareholder. But unfortunately, we don't have the luck to work with him anymore, but I think that the new team of leaders and our new CEO, Richard Tang, and our new leadership team is very well running the Binance to zero.
Yes.
I'm sure that you've heard a couple of weeks ago that the SEC, American regulator, dropped the case, which proven once again that there was no wrongdoing.
There was never wrongdoing
from the Binance whatsoever. So I think we are really heading to the moon.
Yes.
So thanks for your support.
Thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you.
Thank you.